So continuing on what works, you've visited a lot of schools, you're involved both in the U.S. and globally. What have you seen that works?
Well, I would agree with him in the sense that you do have to cater each, each school is a living, breathing organism. It's like, you have the leadership, you have all these teachers, you have these students, you have the community, and all of those things interact with each other, and each community is unique. But I would also say that there are some principles, I think, that all successful schools have followed.
Absolutely.
So all of them have really high expectations for their students and for their teachers. So that means they come in with a culture of respect for one another, a culture that says, we expect you guys to excel, we expect you to go to college and complete college, we expect our teachers to be accountable for the results that you all achieve, and we don't want to hear excuses saying, just because the kids come from this neighborhood, they can't excel. We come into this process saying, the bar is high, and we're not going to make excuses for ourselves. We're going to go out there and we're going to succeed. So they start with that. They hire and develop their staff with that in mind as well. So they have a laser focus on great teacher quality. And that's a very short sentence, but it's a very involved process, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of great leadership from the principals, from the whole academic staff to say, one, we want to hire the best people. Two, we want them to work together as a team, communicate with each other, collect data on their students so they understand the strengths and weaknesses of each kid and what they're doing well, what's not getting through and what's getting through, so they understand week to week, month to month, how the kids are progressing. They have a laser-like focus on, evaluating themselves and evaluating the students, not just for state tests, but to really understand where the kids are, where they need to be, and how do we get them there. Most of them have longer hours, longer school days, and longer school years. So they spend, particularly in the most challenged communities where maybe the kids aren't getting support at home, they need a little more time with adults who know how to move them forward. Maybe they need tutoring time. Maybe they need just a place to be, to feel safe and feel protected. Whatever the case, these schools are doing whatever it takes, and they know that when kids come from the challenged communities and challenged neighborhoods, whatever it takes is maybe a little more than whatever it takes in another neighborhood. And they're willing to go that extra mile. And we've got to understand, we talk about inequality and equality, but it's not exactly about inequality and equality, because clearly it takes a different set of resources, it takes a different set of strategies to succeed in certain places than it does in others. But what we're saying is we've got to go that extra mile, because like our superintendent said, we're going to spend the money one way or another. We're either going to spend it on terribly unproductive incarceration and all these other things that are a drag on society, or we're going to spend it in educating these kids and making them productive citizens.